everyone, it's Devin, and today I'm here with a TBR pile for the year. So basically, I have chosen 12 books that I'm going to want to read throughout the year, and these books have been on my bookshelf for at least over 2 years, and I still have not read them, obviously. And I, along with a lot of you, I'm sure, have the problem where I buy a lot of books and I don't read as many as I buy. So my TBR pile just grows and grows and grows, and I never catch up. So this is in hopes of trying to catch myself up, as well as reading these books that I've had on my shelves for so long. Now these books are in no particular order, I just have them stacked up here. So the first book that I have here is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. Now I know it is blasphemous that I have not read any of the Lunar Chronicles yet, but I have wanted to for a very long time. Now this is one of my best friend Robyn's favorite series as of right now, and I know a ton of you out there love this series, so I really can't wait to get started with it. The next book I have is We Need to Talk About Kevin by Lionel Shriver. And basically this is a book about a woman whose son has killed a bunch of his classmates and some of the workers at the school, and this is the aftermath of that and coming to terms with the fact that she never really wanted to be a mother, and now she's having to not only deal with being a mother, but being a mother to a troubled child or a troubled teenager, and kind of the aftermath of all of that. So I don't know if that's a great summary, but that's kind of what I've gotten from the back of the book, and that's really all I know about it, which I kind of like going into books with not knowing every detail about them. The less I know, the better, essentially. The next book I have here is another popular one, and that is Rainbow Rowell's Attachments. Again, this is one of Robyn's favorite adult books, and I still haven't read it yet. I don't know why. I think I've started it, but I never quite got into it. I do have the issue of starting a bunch of books and just never finishing them because I guess I get distracted easily. I don't know. I'm really hoping to not only get into this one, but also get into most of Rainbow Rowell's other books. The only one that I've read in its entirety is Eleanor and Park, and I really enjoyed that one. So I am hoping to get into more of her works. The next on my pile of books is The Book of Lost Things by John Connelly. Now this is about a boy who has just recently lost his mother, and he is losing himself in the books that he loves and wants to read in order to cope with that. But he is noticing that the more he is reading, the more the world between the book and his real life are starting to meld together. He ends up in the story that he's reading, from what I understand, which sounds like an awesome story. So I'm really looking forward to this one, and I'm hoping that even though it sounds like it could be a little bit sad, that it'll be fun as well. Next up, I have The Monstrumologist by Yancey. I don't know a whole lot about this book series, apart from the fact that it has to do with monstrumologists, specifically a young boy who is an apprentice to a monstrumologist. That's about all I've got, but I love the covers. They sound really cool, a little spooky, and this would be a perfect read during Halloween. And I've put this on my TBR for Halloween the last few years, and I just never get to it. So I'm really hoping that this year I will at least get to start this series, see if I like it, and hopefully finish it. The next on the list is Mouse by Art Spiegelman. And this is a graphic novel that has to do with the Nazis and the Holocaust. And I believe, and then correct me if I'm wrong, that Art Spiegelman is actually writing or illustrating the story of his father's experience. Now in this graphic novel, the Nazis are cats and the Jews are mice. And I've heard that it's fantastic. It just seems like a really cool, different take on a part of history that we know so well, and I am looking forward to diving into this one. The next book I have is The Secret Life of Bees by Sumon. I really enjoyed this movie, and so I really wanted to read the book and kind of compare and contrast them afterwards. It's set in South Carolina in the 1960s. Follows a girl named Lily Owens who is living a life without a mother and lives with her abusive father. Her mother died whenever she was very young, and her mother had left for a while whenever she was a child. And this book is basically her trying to figure out where she went, why she left, and kind of just trying to reconnect with her mother. Now this next book I don't know a whole lot about, and I don't feel like I need to know a whole lot about it. I love the cover. The name of the book alone has me interested. and that is Mr. Pembers' 24-Hour Bookstore by Robyn Sloane. So this one was popular on BookTube a few years ago, and that of course is when I got this book, and I've been wanting to read it ever since. Any story surrounding a bookstore is great, and a 24-hour bookstore is even better. So while I don't know a whole lot about the story, I am really looking forward to it. Now, this next book that I don't have a lot to say about it. It's just a book that very much interests me, and anything that has to do with mental health and the psyche has always interested me, and that is The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. So I've been wanting to read this for years and years, and this is the year that I'm finally going to do it. You can hold me to it. The next book I have is Isla and Happily Ever After by Stephanie Perkins. She is the author of Anna and the French Kiss and Lola and the Boy Next Door, which I really enjoyed both of them, more Lola than Anna. But this is the third companion novel in her companion series, and it came out a long time ago. I did start to read it, and I really want to reread it just to finally conclude that companion series. And I really do enjoy Stephanie Perkins' writing. It's really fluffy and easy to read. It's nothing mind-blowing or revolutionary, but it is just a good time in general. The next one I have is Everybody Sees the Ants by A.S. King. Now, I don't know a whole lot about this novel, and I kind of want to keep it that way. I feel like reading it without knowing a whole lot about it is just a more authentic reading experience. This will be the first A.S. King book that I read, but I've heard phenomenal things, phenomenal reviews about all of her books, and so I'm looking forward to finally getting to experience one of those for myself. The last book I have is Project Kane by Jeffrey Girard. Now, this book's premise fascinates me, and basically what it is you're following a boy named Jeff who has been made entirely out of Jeffrey Dahmer's DNA. And basically the government has started this project where they are cloning serial killers and making teenagers with their DNA and then putting them either in loving households or mimicking those of the actual serial killers' households when they were younger to see what happens. I'm assuming it's a nature versus nurture thing. And some of the teenagers that are in the troubling households have escaped, and apparently killings start, and Jeff is trying to stop all this from happening while still coming to terms with the fact that he is essentially Jeffrey Dahmer himself. So that's it for my 2018 TBR. I'm really looking forward to finally getting to these books. If you've read any of these books, leave me a comment down below letting me know what you think of them, or if you have any other recommendations for me to read this year. I'm always looking for new books. And I'm also really looking forward to continuing to post videos. I know it's been so long since anything has been done on this channel, but I'm really excited to start becoming more active in the BookTube community again. So if you like this video, please comment, like, and subscribe. And if you have any requests on videos you want me to make in the future, just let me know. See ya!